What are you working on?
I'm trying to book our next RV park. I'm trying to see if they have availability for the next 4 nights, and we'll find that out soon. So today's the 25th. Oh, tomorrow's already Monday. I can't believe it's Monday.
But you don't actually work.
Still though, Monday. Hey guys, I'm Peter.
And I'm Aurora.
And this is... Okay. We didn't think this through too good, so we'll try again. And this is Eva.
And we're also traveling with 2 little chihuahuas, Sophie and Chloe, who are 14, 15 years old.
Chloe, yeah, that's
Chloe,
right.
yes.
So a little bit of background about us. We are both not originally from the U.S. Well, she is, but we are both not originally from the U.S. I came to the U.S. when I was 17 years old. It was in 2000.
And I came to U.S. 10 years ago from Sicily. I was in upstate New York with my parents in the beginning, and then I met this guy.
We decided to move to California in 2014 because the company I was working for at the time had me relocate to California. So we've also wanted to invest in real estate for a very long time. So in 2015, January, we finally bought our first investment property in College Park, Georgia, and we bought our second one a couple of months after that, and then just kind of kept buying them throughout the years. So in January of 2021, I was finally able to quit my job and focus entirely on real estate, so we could buy this motorhome a couple of weeks later. And
it wasn't easy to find one,
trip.
but we made it.
It took us probably, I don't know, we actually were started looking for motorhomes even before I left my job. So it took us about a year to figure out what RV we wanted to buy, and I think we went to probably about 10 dealerships to make that happen.
Make that 15
dealerships to make that happen, to find the right RV with all the right features that we wanted to have. And we decided to actually rent an RV prior to buying one, and we thought, that turned out to be a really good decision. So if you're thinking about buying an RV, definitely go ahead and rent at least once or twice.
But we do have a story for you, so you are not gonna make the same mistake that we did.
Yes. Okay. So when we rented the RV, and this was my bad because I actually saw a lot of the Cruise America RVs on the freeways. When you're driving around, you see a lot of their RVs.
We're still seeing it.
Yeah, we still see them all over the place. In every park, there's at least a couple of them. And so I thought, okay, it's a big company. They're probably the biggest RV rental company in the U.S. I thought they would have really good systems. And so we rented from them, and as it turns out, they subcontract their business to smaller businesses in town. And it doesn't have to be a business that has anything to do with RVs. In fact, the one that we rented ours from was a muffler shop, or like a transmission shop, I think. And it was a really tiny, dirty place with all of these, with just two RVs. And I came over there by myself because the ladies were still getting ready. They were getting all the stuff ready, and so I came over there by myself to pick up the RV. And the RV was literally just riddled with ants. There were ants everywhere. It was disgusting. And so
the lady had a solution.
Yes, she said, "Hey, no problem at all. Let me take care of that." She grabs this can of Raid spray and just like starts hosing this place down with Raid. And so I just said, "Okay, this is not gonna work. We have a 13-month-old at home. They're gonna be staying with us. This is not gonna work." And so they gave me another RV. I tried that one. I actually got on the road with it because I thought, okay, we're late. We gotta check into the camp.
Yeah, because at that point we had everything packed. When you rent an RV, the RV it's pretty much empty. So you need to think about everything from supplies to food to your clothes, so wherever you're gonna need for the weekend. So.
Yeah, and I got on the road. I was probably driving for about maybe 15 minutes, and I decided, okay, this is just not going to work. The thing was just gross, and I just couldn't have imagined a worse RV. So anyway, we returned that, completely changed our mind on it, and then you found
Yeah, so I realized that there is a website called RV Share. It's pretty much work like Airbnb. And I was lucky because I found this guy renting his RV very close to our house. So he was available. And we just booked. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but
Yeah, this one wasn't. So, but RV Share, I would definitely recommend it much higher than any
oh
other
yeah,
because it's
absolutely.
really an amazing website. And the good thing is when you're renting from RV Share or I guess other share websites, you will be renting directly from the owner, and that
Hmm.
owner, in this case, takes really good care of the RV, and that's kind of what was really nice for
Yeah,
us.
so
It
they have
felt
a
really clean.
review.
In fact, when we were picking it up, the guy just kept going around it with like Windex and a little.
That
So
was
he
pretty funny.
kept kind of polishing it. I think he was trying to make a point that he takes good care of it. So yes, but
Yes.
that was really good because we ended up taking that small Class C. We ended up taking it on a test trip to Palm
Palm Springs.
Springs, Joshua Tree area. And yeah, we stayed there for about 3 4 days just to kind of figure out what we like, what we don't like, and if we need to find any other features in the RV and if it's going to work.
Yes, and it was unfortunately very windy that weekend. So we realized that the 24 feet it wasn't for us. It was
Yeah.
too small for the five of us, and yeah, so we realized very very quickly that we needed a bigger one.
It wasn't going to work. We ended up spending probably 3 4 days
Mm-hmm.
in the RV, and we spent very minimal time outside. And I think we have a video where you guys are watching TV out there and in a hoodie, and it's all cold and
Yes.
windy, and so. But yeah, we ended up spending a lot of time inside of it. So we realized we needed something bigger. We needed something with more storage, and that's how we made our decision on what RV we're going to buy. So to recap, if you're planning on buying an RV, definitely rent one first. Take 3 4 days, take it on a test trip, figure out what you like and what you don't like, and honestly figure out if you have what it takes to spend 3 to 4 days with your spouse in a very small room.
What is that supposed to mean?
So from my experience when buying an RV, the most important things are to figure out if you're going to need
Number one.
a fridge. It's going to be a resident.
No. Washer and dryer
To
first.
me is the fridge. But okay, washer and dryer. Let's say washer and dryer first. Do you need that? Do you need a unit that's big enough that you can put washer and dryer in there, or you want it more to be built in?
Mm-hmm.
Number
Number
two, can I go with the fridge?
Absolutely, yes.
Number two is the fridge. Do you want a standard RV fridge that's kind of a smaller fridge? Do you want a residential size fridge that fits more kind of what you use on a daily basis at home? Um,
Number three,
three, what do we have? Storage.
storage.
How much storage do you need in your RV? How much time are you going to spend on the road? And that's really the important part because
Yes.
if you're only taking weekend trips, 3 to 4 days at a time, you probably don't need a whole lot of storage. In our case, 3 to 4 months, that is a different story, and we packed this thing out. I don't even want to weigh it.
Yes.
I don't want to put it on a scale because it would be pretty tragic.
We don't want to know.
And number five.
Four.
Number
Number
four. Do you need any space in your RV to turn into office space? If you're going to be working on the road, if you're going to be doing some things, you got to make sure that you have some space where you can do that. A little
Especially
desk,
if you have a screaming baby.
especially when you have a screaming baby. It really helps to have rooms that can close, so you can actually have a little bit of space from that. Internet, which we're going to talk about in one of the future videos. That's super important because obviously a lot of places you might travel are not going to have great service.
Nope.
So that's a huge one for us. And lastly,
I think we're done. No?
might some people get a prenuptial agreement before they move in, but that's totally up to you. So fast forward a couple of months, and we finally found the RV that we wanted, and that was a Class A motorhome. It's Jayco Precept 34G, and it has everything we wanted. It's a 36-foot vehicle. It has a lot of storage underneath. It has a lot of storage inside as well. We're going to do a tour actually next week to show you a little bit more about that. And once we got it, we did the same thing again. We took a little test trip
To Needles,
close to
California.
home because you follow a lot of groups
Yeah,
on
I do.
Facebook, and all of them kind of recommended the same thing. Once you get your RV, always make sure to take a small trip close to home with your new RV because you're going to have issues, especially in the first week.
Yes.
These things are built. I mean, it's a house that's on wheels. It keeps moving and shaking as you're driving. Things are going to go wrong at some point, so you want to get really familiar with it before you spend any significant time on the road.
Yeah, because you can always go back to the dealership and you know, they will figure it out before you just
before you get on the road.
Or
Yeah, so that's what we did. We went to Needles, California, again in a desert, again with the wind. I think we have a video of that as well. You guys
but it was
outside.
a little bit better this time.
So we finally got to use all of our outdoor stuff, which we were really looking forward to because we've been planning this for a long time. We were putting everything together, and we
the outdoor space is really, really important for us. We don't want to spend like whole day inside the RV.
That's right. No matter where we go, we want to be as much as we can outside, and we wanted to create kind of a safe space for our daughter and for our dogs outside. So we bought, I think it was like 32 feet of fencing that we assemble outside. It's easy to put in storage underneath when we're not using it. Yeah. And we assemble it outside. It usually takes about 45 to 50 minutes, I think, to do the whole setup.
If you are listening to the podcast or not.
Yeah, I'm usually listening to podcasts. It can take me an hour and a half. And so we set up the fencing. We set up 2 rugs, 2 outdoor rugs, and our chairs, table,
yes, we do have
grill,
the
the
pizza
fire
oven.
pit. We do have a pizza oven, which we're going to cover in one of the future videos. That's a really cool little addition that you don't see on the road a whole lot.
Yes.
And it was really nice to be able to test that out and finally get to use all of it.
Our dog enjoyed the time outside. They love it. And it's very good for them to be inside the fence because, you know, the campground rules say that you are not supposed to leave your dog off the leash. And ours are not trained for it, and they are really, really not people friendly.
Our chihuahuas will attack and kill anyone they meet, so
they have a lot of personality for sure.
They do. So one of our favorite features of the outdoors is that it has a built-in TV on the outside, so that comes in really handy whether you watch TV or not. I love, for example, I love listening to some music when I'm grilling outside, you know, put something in the background. Our 17-month-old daughter loves to watch a lot of Meghan Trainor. Indoor, outdoor, no matter what.
A lot of YouTube.
Yeah, we put that on and she will just stare at Meghan Trainor for about half an hour at a time.
Parenting 101.
Parenting 101. Don't know how that works, but it works. So that's one of our favorite features because typically we eat dinner outside. We have a fire pit set up. We watch a movie or something before going to sleep. And that's probably the best, one of our favorite features of the RV. So that's it for our first video. Next week we're going to be doing a tour of our RV.
Inside out.
Showing you where we keep all of our stuff. We do live with a toddler, so you're probably going to see stuff all over the place. We're going to be tripping over it.
You're going to see the real deal.
We're going to try to make it as real as possible. And if you want to be notified of that video, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell.
And you can also follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. We post a lot of pictures there. Hope you guys like it. And until next time. And we're traveling with our little daughter, who is 1.5 years old, and her name is Eva. Is that good? So we decided to move to California in 2014 because of a work relocation. But, we really couldn't do the trip at all because I always had a full-time job and we just never could find time. Good job. Okay. Yep. What is it, my love?